Okay, guys, and we're back with another episode of the Seth Solo Side Quest. I'm Seth from the Naoya Inoue podcast. In this episode, we're going to be talking about Naoya Inoue's recent win on the weekend against Ramon Cardenas. Now, this was a crazy fight. Now, coming off the weekend of boxing that we had, where the Canelo fight was a snooze fest, the Devin Haney fight was a snooze fest, and we got a huge upset win for Rolly Romero against Ryan Garcia, you're like, wow. You know, we really needed a big fight from Naoya Inoue, and we really got that. Naoya Inoue never fails to impress. He comes out, he fights, he doesn't duck, he doesn't dive, he walks his guy down. If he gets clipped, he gets clipped. He'll take it, he'll get back up, he'll recover. We saw that in this fight. He got dropped by Cardenas. I think it was in the third round he got dropped. That's not a problem though. Naoya Inoue remained undeterred. He got up, continued to, walk down Cardenas, land big shots. Cardenas was definitely a live body. He didn't fold. He didn't hide. He took those shots, and every now and again he would fire back with his own shots, his own good, clean shots, and would land on Naoya Inoue. But I think by the end, Naoya Inoue, he was just getting to him too much. He was getting to Cardenas too much, landing too many clean shots, applying pressure, putting him against the ropes. And like I said, just keep landing on him. And then I think it was in the 8th round, the referee stepped in and Naoya Inoue gets another stoppage. 30 wins, 27 knockouts. It's an insane resume. And there's a reason why Naoya Inoue is not just on the pound for pound list, up there with number 1, number 2 on the pound for pound list. Because I believe this is his third weight division where he's become undisputed. And I guess earlier on in his career, when I was a bit more of a casual, you don't take as much notice as a guy like Naoya Inoue because he's at the lower weight classes. Right, he's at the lower weight classes, and you're like, okay, this guy's winning fights, but he's against midgets. But at this point, this guy's been dominating for so long. Now, I get Ramon Cardenas isn't a super elite guy. It's not like he's a multi-weight world champion or a world champion in his own right. Cardenas is a respected top fighter at these weight divisions, though. Right? I think Cardenas has only lost once or twice before. Right? So, but anyway, done his job. Again, like he always does, he stepped in that ring and he stopped the guy. That's what Naoya Inoue does. And he's still unbeaten. And like I said, coming off a pretty boring weekend of boxing matches, Naoya Inoue ended off the weekend in an amazing fashion. Now, of course, Naoya Inoue made his return to boxing in America. And to be honest, I kind of do like Naoya Inoue back in Asia because he's a bigger star there. Like, why put him in America just for the sake of it? Because guys will fight Naoya Inoue in Asia. No one really cares. If you're a guy at that sort of level, you're willing to fight a guy anytime, anywhere, right? So whether the fight's in Nevada or in the sold out Tokyo Dome, it doesn't really make much difference. And I would argue that in terms of having, a unique experience, I'd rather fight in the Tokyo Dome, right? But that's just me. But a huge win, a pretty big win for Naoya Inoue, I'll say. And again, guys still undisputed super bantamweight champion he is? Yeah, super bantamweight or junior featherweight, whichever one you call it. I call it super bantamweight, but still undefeated, still undisputed, and still world champion. Naoya Inoue with a huge win there. And I don't know what's next for Naoya Inoue, because you're like, at this point, he just has to keep moving up. He has to keep moving up to keep trying to get these challenges. Eventually, you keep moving up, you're going to lose eventually. But it's going to be super interesting to see, when does he lose? Like, what level does he have to get to before he loses? Will he go up another weight class? Because at this point, he goes up another weight class, he's at featherweight. Now, featherweight is more of an interesting division because, it's going to be more interesting because Naoya Inoue's not been there yet. We've seen him run through, bantamweight, super bantamweight, and super flyweight. We've seen him do that. We haven't seen him at featherweight, so there's of course going to be that bit of intrigue, but we'll see, man. Naoya Inoue is a hell of a boxer, and he fights like, I think Teddy Atlas said it best. He said, Naoya Inoue fights like he's got nothing in the bank. He fights like he's a broke guy. He fights like he's trying to win this fight so he can get put on. Dude's already a multi-millionaire. Dude's already a multi-millionaire, and he's fighting like he's a broke guy who needs to put food on the table. No, he goes out there to bang, bro. And fans like myself recognize that. Fans like myself recognise that because it was a marked difference between the Naoya Inoue fight and the Devin Haney fight. One guy came to fight, one guy didn't come to fight. And it's that simple. It's that simple. But yeah, another episode of the Seth solo side quest in the bag. I'd be curious to know what you guys think is next for Naoya Inoue. Do you think there's more interesting fights for him at super bantamweight? Or is the move up to featherweight what's next for him? Yeah, I'd be curious to know what you guys think. Let me know. And I'm out. Peace.